The only three truck brands still made in America, Ram isn't one. For nearly a century, the phrase American truck stood for a specific set of values, designed in Detroit, built in the heartland, and owned by an American company. But today, the lines of national identity have been blurred by global mergers and complex supply chains. If we apply a strict professional metric that a truck brand must have its global headquarters in the US and maintain its primary assembly on American soil, there are only three brands left that truly qualify. One legendary nameplate, a brand that built its entire identity on American guts, has officially been disqualified by these standards. You might be driving a truck you think is a Patriot, but the profits and the production tell a very different story. I'm going to show you the only three brands that are still authentically American, and at the end of this video, I'll reveal exactly why Ram has been stripped of its title in a move that feels like a betrayal to its core fans. Number 3 is GMC, which has officially branded itself as the professional grade because it remains a distinct American powerhouse under the General Motors umbrella, specializing exclusively in trucks and SUVs while keeping its global command center in Detroit. While most people mistake them for simpler versions of their corporate cousins, GMC plays a critical role in the American economy by targeting the specialized heavy-duty industrial sector. They earn their spot on this list through massive, long-term domestic investment, with their primary production hub at the Fort Wayne Assembly Plant in Indiana pouring billions into the local economy and supporting thousands of high-skill manufacturing jobs. What the average buyer doesn't realize is that GMC's engineering and corporate strategy are dictated entirely by American boardrooms that understand the unique demands of the U.S. worker. We respect GMC because they have maintained a premium, high-tech identity while keeping their heavy-duty production footprint solid in the Midwest, resisting the urge to move their high-end Denali production to lower-cost regions overseas. From a mechanic's perspective, GMC represents the top tier of American engineering, utilizing Allison transmissions and Duramax engines that are forged in the American Rust Belt. They prove that their status as the professional grade is more than a slogan. It's a domestic promise. Still, as impressive as GMC is, they share their mechanical DNA with a brand that is arguably the most culturally significant nameplate in the history of the nation. Number 2 is Chevrolet, a brand that carries the weight of the bowtie legacy as the beating heart of General Motors, and the primary defender of American market share against every foreign manufacturer trying to conquer our soil. The Silverado is more than just a truck. It is a mechanical symbol of the American spirit. And Chevy's commitment to keeping its light-duty Silverado 1500 production in places like Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Flint, Michigan, is what keeps this brand in our top 3. Unlike brands that have abandoned their hometowns, Chevy has more American assembly workers dedicated to truck production than almost any other brand in existence. When we look at the longevity of a brand, Chevy's resilience is its greatest asset. They have weathered economic collapses and massive industry shifts, yet the bow tie remains anchored in U.S. soil. For the buyer who wants a truck that is designed, owned, and built by American hands, Chevrolet is the bedrock of that choice. We also have to look at their supply chain. Chevy sources a vast majority of its steel and heavy components from American foundries, ensuring that the truck's bones are as domestic as the engine. It is a massive ecosystem of labor that supports hundreds of thousands of jobs beyond the factory floor. But even with Chevy's immense historical reach, there is one brand that remains the absolute king of American manufacturing in terms of volume and heritage. Number 1 is Ford, the manufacturer widely recognized as the backbone of America, headquartered in Dearborn, Michigan, and standing as the only original member of the American Big Three that never took a bailout and never signed its soul over to a foreign conglomerate. The F-150 is the undisputed backbone of American car culture, and for over 40 years, it has been the economic engine of the industry. Ford doesn't just assemble trucks here. They operate the most significant manufacturing monuments in the world, including the Dearborn truck plant and the Kansas City assembly plant. The sheer scale of Ford's domestic operation is staggering. Every minute, multiple F-Series trucks roll off American lines. fueled by engines and transmissions produced in Ohio and Michigan. Ford has defied the global trend of offshoring its most profitable vehicle, proving that high-volume, high-quality production is still possible within our borders. They have invested billions into retooling American plants for the future, ensuring that the next generation of laborers has a place in the shop. Ford is the only brand that is still 100% focused on its Dearborn roots, making it the most authentically American truck brand left standing. But as we look at these three winners, we have to address the smoke and mirrors that confuses so many buyers when they walk onto a Toyota lot. Honorable mention, the Toyota trap. Before we get to the massive reveal about Ram, we have to talk about the Toyota trap. Many of you will jump in the comments and say, wait, the Tundra is built in San Antonio, Texas. It's the most American truck on the list. And from a pure assembly labor standpoint, you're almost right. Toyota has a massive footprint in Texas and Alabama. But here's why they haven't made our top three. Toyota is, and always will be, a Japanese company. Our metric for this list isn't just about the zip code of the factory. It's about the total American brand. This includes where the engineering is mastered, where the global profits are taxed, and where the corporate board sits. When you buy a Tundra, you are supporting American factory workers, which we love. But the corporate direction and the ultimate dividends are flowing back to Toyota City in Japan. In this video, we are looking for the brands that are American from the CEO's desk to the assembly line floor. In that category, Toyota is a great guest in our country, but they aren't part of the family tree. This distinction is vital because it's the exact reason why one of the most famous American names in history just got kicked out of the club. The big reveal, why Ram is gone. So, why is Ram, the brand that built its entire tough guy image on American soil, officially off our list? It comes down to a corporate shift that most buyers completely missed. First, let's talk ownership. Ram is no longer a division of an American company. Following a series of massive mergers, it is now a subsidiary of Stellantis, a global automotive giant headquartered in the Netherlands and born from a fusion with the French Peugeot Citroën Group. This means that when you see a Ram commercial talking about American values, you are watching marketing designed in Europe. The profits from every Ram sold are being funneled into a tax structure in the Netherlands, effectively ending its status as a domestic company. But the second reason is even more painful for local workers: the production shift. While the Ram 1500 is still assembled in Michigan for now, the most powerful and iconic trucks in their lineup, the Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duty, are manufactured entirely in Saltillo, Mexico. These are the trucks that pull the trailers, run the farms, and build the infrastructure. Yet not a single one of them is built on an American assembly line. Ram has taken the legacy of a legendary American nameplate and turned it into an international product hiding behind a Detroit-style facade. By our strict metric of American ownership and domestic production, Ram has technically become an import brand. If you want a truck that is truly as American as the badge suggests, the list has been narrowed down to the only three brands that stayed true to their home: Ford, Chevy, and GMC.